Hello my Oni lovelies, it's me. I know it's been about a month and a half since I've uploaded something, my apologies, but we're back, and I have a milestone video for you guys. I finally reached 1K, thank you so much. Without you guys, I literally would have nothing. And with that, I wanted to do a Q&A video where you can ask literally anything about me, about my character, it didn't matter. So yeah, I have a couple questions, probably about 8 or so, from my Discord community, and one from YouTube, I believe. But yeah, I really appreciate it. You know, it's kind of funny because the last time I had a 1K channel was back in 2012 with my Sonic role-playing or ship stories. If you know, you know. But anyway, let's get into the video, y'all. Alright, the drawing today will be of my current profile picture. I was being a little bit experimental have my phone recording me drawing physically in real life. I was dumb and made it portrait mode. I didn't make it landscape, that's on me, but whatever. I was able to format it well enough where it's just over in the background. It's not really focused on the video, so whatever, who cares. But the first question is from Galactic Coffee in my Discord. What are any art tips you have for new artists? I actually have a video on this that I made a few months back, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that in the description. But for now, for this, I will say just start. I know it's pretty simple, but I've had a lot of artists or want to be artists kind of join chat or ask me questions, and one of the things is like, you know, I don't know if I want to get into it, I'm not sure how to start, and I'm like, just start. Like, find something you like to draw or media that you enjoy, such as an anime or a cartoon, you know, Gundam, whatever, it doesn't matter, and just start doing it. Get references, you know, have them side by side, even trace. Yes, I'm condoning tracing, so you understand the flow and the shapes. Obviously do not then upload that drawing you made of the trace product and claim it as yours, never do that. But as far as tracing it back to back, that is totally fine for learning. We all have done it, and it's a good way to get the fundamentals of how it feels to hold a pencil or pen tablet nowadays. But yeah, definitely just go for it, and just know everyone's gonna be a beginner at something, and it's never too late to learn something new. And I know it can be intimidating because there's so many artists out there that have, you know, decades of experience over you, and that's okay. Use them as learning points, as anchors, and if you are able to communicate with them, ask questions and try to figure out how to start and how they started. Like myself, it was 13 years ago when I started. You know, internet wasn't as crazy. You know, drawing media was more traditional than digital, you know, all that stuff. But guess what? You look at my art now, and you I should not show my old art to show how bad I was at, but guess what? It's gonna be a struggle for a while, but the process of getting to the point where you really enjoy your art is the best part, in my opinion. So yeah, just go for it. And thank you for the question, Galactic. Alright, question number 2 is from Elise. What was your first ever OC or Sona? Okay, back in 2013, which technically before that I had other characters, but they never really stuck, so I'm not gonna count those. But my official first ever, we'll call it Sona, her name was Frost. I will post a picture of the first time, her birth essentially, and then I will post the last time I drew her in 2018. It was about 6 years in the making, 5 years, whatever. I love this girl with all my heart. I've drawn her on how many times during that time. Of course, it was in my Sonic craze as well, so of course she's a Sonic OC. Yeah, this is my baby. She was related to Ice, which I've always loved Ice, so it's kind of funny. Yeah, she was with me for such a long time. She was shipped with so many, I won't say people, but like other OCs, I guess, during my time being a young teen. But yeah, that was the one I would go back to when it came to drawing anything, you know, if it wasn't like canon Sonic characters or just a random off design. But yeah, that's her. Last time I drew her was in 2018, and then Shimo came to be shortly after that. It wasn't really a like chosen decision to do so, but it just naturally happened. I made Shimo, and then suddenly I was not drawing Sonic anymore. It's a little bit sad. I love her still. I kind of want to draw her just because, for the fun of it, and maybe I will for a little bit of a throwback. But yeah, that is my first ever Sona, and thank you for the question, Elise. Okay, question number 3. This is from Frosta. He has 2, so I'll do both of them. Who is your streaming Oshi? And if you could work for any of the animation/art studios, past or present, who would it be? Okay, for question number 1, definitely nobody in particular got me into streaming, but as of right now, some of my inspirations, and I will put them up on screen, it's gonna be Ray Sparks and then Doodle Sprout. I believe that's their name. Hopefully I didn't get it wrong. If not, it will be on screen. Both of their aesthetics are two completely different things, but I love them both. Doodle Sprout definitely has a very pretty, like almost like you're taking a glimpse into them working type of thing. Like their layouts are animated, it's very cozy. Absolutely love, and the art's also exactly that. And the Ray Sparks, on the other hand, has a very, very cool VTuber design. Very, very cute, which is up my alley because of course. Very animated, very fluid. So please check out both of these creators. They're both very sweet, and they do really good things. Okay, and then for the second part of the question, not technically an animation studio or art studio, but a game company. For a long time, within like 5 years or so, I've always wanted to work with WayForward. There's something about their art style for their games, which obviously they vary between them, but two of my favorite games from them being River City Girls and Shantae. I don't know, there's just something like about, I would just love to be a character designer for them. You know, I think it'd be really fun. That has always been my biggest inspiration. Like, I would love to work for them. And I remember one time I made Shantae art like a while ago, and I tagged the company WayForward. And then like I think it was the creator of Shantae, he was like, "Oh, we're looking at you." And I was like, I was so like, obviously they weren't, but like I was so amazed in the moment of like, what if I was working for WayForward? Like, what if I was drawing for these games? I guess it's not out of the question, but yeah, that's definitely be a number one for me of like, I would definitely, if I could pick who I would work with as an artist, ideally a character artist, WayForward is number one. But anyway, thank you for the question, Frosta. Alrighty, question number 4 from Sin. Who/what inspired you to draw or influenced your art style? It's funny, somebody pointed it out before I even had to say it, and the answer is Sonic the Hedgehog. Back when I first started drawing, when I was 12 years old, that's literally what I started drawing with, was Sonic. I was obsessed with him. That's all I drew for 6 years was Sonic. Go on my DeviantArt, I'm not going to share it, but if you were on there, you would see Sonic for 6 years, solid. And then eventually I broke out of that and started drawing humans, and now I stopped drawing Sonic, but the funny thing is now I'm trying to draw Sonic again. It's a weird thing. But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog influenced everything that I do. Some people can tell. I don't really care. I'm not ashamed. I feel like a lot of artists started with Sonic. It's easy to draw. It's fun. It's a cool character, bright colors. So yeah, that's what influences my art then, and I'm sure it's slowly out now. Currently, I honestly couldn't pinpoint what necessarily influences my art style now. I guess I could say WayForward a little bit for sure, but overall, like, it's kind of an amalgamation of so many things that have impacted my life, whether it be anime, games, cartoons, or whatever. But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog is definitely number 1 on that. And thank you for the question, Sen. Alright, question number 5. And this is a really good question from Care Quat. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. And their question was, what was your experience getting a BFA? Okay. So I started my college experience fall of 2018, and then I graduated with my bachelor's in fall of 2020. What did I say? I'm sorry. 2018, right, okay, I did say the right thing. And I graduated fall of 2023. So my experience overall will be like this. The beginning of it, the first maybe year and a half, or first 2 semesters you can say, was a little bit alienating. I felt like I didn't fit in because of my art style and what I liked to draw, which was characters for the most part. You know, sitting in those classes such as 3D design, 2D design, drawing fundamentals, all that stuff, which is good to have, it's good to know. It builds on the foundation that's most artists typically already have, because we're always so taught. Not everybody, but most of us. So I'll never deny those classes. However, being in those classes, you know, in the times where we do feature our own work, a lot of the time it felt like, you know, a lot of realism, a lot of abstract, more realistic stuff, whether it be humans or otherwise, while I was over here like, I draw like this, and no one else did at the beginning. As I went on though, it started to get better. I felt less like a black sheep. Still did at some points, but overall it was starting to homogenize a little bit, getting into those more advanced drawing classes, just advanced classes in general, where it's more tuned into what you're doing. trying to do. And at my school, the majors were called concentrations. So I was a drawing concentration with digital media under it, which basically for me was just a way for me to get into more digital classes, because that's the type of art I focused on, which is digital art. Duh. But yeah, towards the end of my college career, which I will be continuing hopefully next fall, but that's not the point. But as I got towards the end and I was meeting some new people, I met people who also draw like me, who draw characters, and that's kind of what they like to do. I will mention one here, as he's on Twitter and he's somewhat known. His name is Sparkbag. We met in class, and he was someone who drew like me, draws really cute characters, and just does character art for the most part, but can focus on so many other things as well if he needs to or wants to. But yeah, I highly recommend you check him out. He'll be in the description as well. I'll be shouting out a lot of artists in this video, ones that I might not have talked about either, just in general. But yeah, he's one of the people who definitely made me see like, hey, we exist in the college space, you know, you're not alone, we have a place, whatever. But overall, I say my experience was a 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the community I felt like I was in. The people I did meet, came across. My professors were really, really good. I don't think I, as far as I remember, had a bad professor necessarily. But then there's also professors that really touched my heart as well and kind of inspired me on the path that I'm currently on. So, for those of you who are curious about wanting to get into art college, definitely do your research, see if it's something you can or need to do, depending on what you want to do is for work. But even then, I think the experience is worth it regardless, just because you do build upon those fundamentals of your artistic style, but then on top of that, you do have that formal experience of critiques, which is very important. Having people judge your art without you taking offense to it, which is a big thing I think that a lot of artists don't have. I didn't have it for sure before, but now I kind of understand people can criticize your art in a respectful way, and it's not hitting you as a person, it's just ways for you to improve. But yeah, that is my experience in a 3-minute segment. Thank you so much, Care, for the question. Alrighty, question number 6 from Akumathos. What are your favorite games? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'll just give a few. Super Mario RPG is... I have not played the remake actually, funnily enough, but the original game, love it. It is quirky, it's fun, it's just a good overall RPG, and it's Mario elements, so overall you just have a good time. It has funny gags. Overall, very, very, very good game. Next one is Sonic Unleashed. It's a little bit controversial to Sonic fans, but guess what? It is my favorite Sonic game. It always has been, always will be. I love the visuals, I love the music, I love the story, I love the animation. And I love the Werehog. Yeah, I'm not this type of person who only loves the day stages. No. I love the entire game. I don't care. It's fun. It's nostalgic for me too, playing with my siblings back when I was like 13. I absolutely love this game. I wish Sega would port it to Steam. Please port it to Steam and don't ruin it like Sonic Colors Ultimate. But overall, please port it to Steam so I can play it. But Sonic Unleashed is my favorite Sonic game and one of my top 10 favorite games. Next up is Persona 5 Royal. I played it it was during COVID, so I think it was 2020 or 2021. Oh my gosh, I cried at the end. So good, such a good game. It took me like 120 hours to beat, but it was worth my 120 hours. The story is good, the characters you get attached to, you want to see them succeed, they go through depression and angst. It's just overall a good time and highly recommend if you want to get into RPGs, let alone the Persona series. And lastly, I'll say Hades. The roguelite genre is my favorite game genre, but within that we have Hades. Typical roguelites like Dead Cells, Binding of Isaac, stuff like that. There's not really that much of a story to it. Overall, it's more about the gameplay and the RNG of it. And then we have Hades, which yes, is still those elements. However, there's the story that's like kind of happening as you go along is so addictive, at least for me. And I cannot wait for Hades 2 to be completely out so I can play it. But yeah, Hades 1, it gripped me in immediately. The art style, the gameplay was really fun. The characters are all beautiful and I would love to hang out with all of them. Just overall a beautiful game. Love Hades, cannot promote it enough. Please play this game if you like roguelites. And if you've never played a roguelite, play Hades. It's a good one to get into. But yeah, thank you for the question, Akumathos. Alrighty, question number 7 from my lovely friend Jay. He asks, do you have any inspirations for Shimo's design when you first made her? If not, what inspired you to make her an Oni? Okay, So it was someday in 2018. Keep in mind, as I explained with the previous question with my old Sonic OC, the last time I drew her was in 2018. So I was scrolling on Twitter, and I was a little bit jealous of some artists because of their human sonas. I thought they were so humanoid. I thought they were so cute, and I thought to myself, well, I've had my Sonic one for a very long time. I've been drawing humanoids for a decent amount of time. I want a humanoid sona. So I was talking to one of my friends, his name is Chris, at the time, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna make a new sona. And he was like, okay, let me know when you're done. I want to see it. That's it. And then I just started drawing, and I'll see if I can find the first drawing of her ever, and if I do, I'll post it here. Of her. Why is she an Oni? Literally, I was just like, okay, what kind of, species I would like to make her, and I didn't want to do a normal demon, so I said, how about an Oni? Like, it sparked on me that existed, and so I used that, because why not? And as far as inspirations for her, I honestly don't remember if I had any. I don't think I did, because she kind of just spawned out of existence. So honestly, I didn't have a lot of inspirations, but yeah, she's an Oni just because I feel like they're not underrepresented, but like at the time I hadn't seen any, so I wanted to make one. And yeah, that's how Shima came to be. I love her very much, and she is my baby. Thanks so much, Jay, for the question. Alrighty, the last question for this video by Cheddar Cheese Art Styly. Who are you? Literally got a random notification about you. So in context for that, on my Instagram, I put out a story that said, do my 1K Q&A, ask a question. And I guess the algorithm pushed it to them. Hey, not gonna complain, but sure. I figured for the last question it'd be kind of ironic to talk about who I am. My name is Yvonne. I go by Shimo online. I'm a 24-year-old artist who's been doing art for about 12-13 years. I've been on the internet for about that same amount of time. I'm a VTuber on Twitch. I am just a full-time artist, of course. Well, full-time as in on the internet, but like not full-time money-wise. And I've been doing online content for as far as like, I guess, streaming and recording for about technically like 12 years, but seriously for 2-3. I enjoy doing what I do. I hope one day that I am big in a sense of like I can reach out to others. But yeah, that's me. I have my Sona Shimo, but me myself, I don't hide from that. My Sona is just a cool character that moves around, but who you get is me through and through. But yeah, that is me, and also that is our last question, so it is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I would like to upload more. I just need to find things to do, because I would like to be a bigger art YouTuber, I guess. I don't know. Not necessarily commentary on topics all the time, but just even drawing ideas or a podcasty type thing. I'm not really sure, but I definitely like to get into that. I think I'm just a little bit apprehensive / out of ideas, or some type of flow. I don't know. This video was very fun for sure. I would like to record myself drawing in real life more. I think it looks really cool. I did the wrong aspect ratio for the one on screen, but that's okay. I made it work anyway, since I did have to edit in all the questions and other things. But yeah, I really, really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for 1K on my YouTube, and thank you for the support on my other social medias, such as Twitch, which is where I stream a lot of the time. Twitter, which is going under, and my other social medias that I post my art on, and my Discord members, all of that. I appreciate everyone. I'm honestly surprised I got this far on YouTube again from scratch, because every time I attempted over the years, it felt so difficult. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but this time around, I kind of just let loose and produce what I want to produce, which was relating to my stream content, and just being myself and tackling topics that I want to talk about, and it worked, and I really appreciate it. 1K is really small. Don't worry, I know, but for me it's big just because it was a natural growth, slow but natural, and all the people here seem to have stuck around, and I really, really appreciate you guys. But enough yapping, I'm gonna head out, check out my socials, and check out any other artists that are in the description of this video that has inspired me, moved me, mutuals, whatever. Please go check all of them out because they are wonderful artists if you like me. But with that, I'm out. Hopefully I'll make another video sooner than 1 or 2 months, but we shall see. But with that, see you guys later. Bye!